Welcome back. I would say crypto investors, finance enthusiasts, and traders, all welcome. So I have lost transparency here. I have lost probably 120,000 in my crypto portfolio just within the last week or so, but I've gained 25 plus in my stock account. Again, I'm more of a 75 crypto, 25% stocks type of a guy. And if you hit subscribe to this channel, I can show you all of that stuff. But here, if you followed me whatsoever, I've told you that this is the area of massive support that we should be somewhat scared of if we hit this. And where did we go exactly? We went right to the very top of this guy, which is just crazy that we have this wick that goes all the way down and it's turning into a hanging man. You could almost say it's a hammer candle, not quite, but it's a hanging man, which is a perfect reversal candle on the daily. And even better, we have a broadening wedge pattern that happens at the bottom of a, I would say, bearish sentiment, where you just have this wedge that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and it keeps going further down. Not to say that we can't bounce right at probably 58 or something and then go back down again even further, but once this guy breaks, we are going to set potentially new highs of that 72 and above range. Yes, a few days ago, I said that right here was a decent time to try to buy, and it looked like it was going to be. It straight up looked like it was going to be. And I did not end up selling out of some of my positions here. I ended up actually somewhat double downing because I was trying to say, hey, maybe we could go up here. And instead, we got a shooting star candle that just instantly pointed to the downside. And, you know, I missed that. However, we can see what this is going on. And the same thing on Ethereum, because if I look at Ethereum is in, there is a lot going on here but here I can just change this guy just a bit to show the same scenario of a new pattern that is forming, because this original one did not end up working out. So same broadening wedge. We have broken down below, and here was another broadening wedge. Boom, bounced. Broadening wedge. Actually, this was a descending wedge that sometimes can still be bullish and sometimes be bearish depending upon where it breaks. But here, I am in almost no doubt that this is a bullish pattern forming. Is it going to happen in the next week or so, or next 5 or 6 days? You know, that would be that week. But the RSI is saying we are needing a pop on the daily for sure, even in the lower time frames. Okay, on the weekly, have we reset? Okay, we've started to go into bearish territory on the weekly, and I can readjust these guys, because if this doesn't stand, if this trend line doesn't continue to bounce back up, and this being a pin bar fake out, well, then now this guy is now support to where we will see this go lower and then bounce and follow this on the way up and go lower and boom, and it's going to bounce off of these key levels. But what is interesting is the stock market keeps continuing to make highs. That is something that there is a discrepancy there, right? It's almost a hidden divergence between the two. And part of the reason I want to say this is because the Ethereum ETF is now been moved back. It was supposed to be July 2nd, and now it is moved to Monday, July 8th. So this is very bullish. So if you can hold on, I am betting we will see this guy turn into a pin bar and potentially see this guy go back up to around that $4,000 range, and then maybe even break up to the $4,800 range, which that are big numbers for an all-time high in ETH, where Bitcoin has hit an all-time high, but Ethereum has not. And if I'm looking at just a bearish case here, well, we've got a double top forming, and it is somewhat holding as of right now because, like I said, we've got this wick here. However, if this ends up dropping down, well, these guys are scary. These guys are definitely scary. So a lot is betting on what the sentiment is for the news here. Can I grab this guy? because this guy will then direct us back to around under $2,000 for Ethereum, which would be like, okay, now start unloading, mortgage the house, do whatever, buy more Ethereum, because Ethereum is excellent. I don't recommend doing that, especially this being a financial channel. However, my point is that if this happens, this is a moment in time that you will never get back, so don't panic. However, we will see what happens, because this could turn into a triple top. Very well. It could turn into the triple top, where then it's going back down here, and we could see that happen, or it could break back above. But then we will have this channel here in Ethereum, which is somewhat going to be based around Bitcoin, but the sentiment is right around this July 8th date. So let's see what is going to happen. Panic or bust.